Alright, I've been kind of wanting to find one of these to film for quite a while. Here we have a 2001 Chevy Cavalier Coupe. I'm pretty sure this is close to base model because it has the hubcaps. But I mean, this one's in pretty good shape. Usually when I see these second gen Cavaliers, right here is rotted out real bad. This one's actually still solid. It's got the hubcaps, some decent looking tires on it. It's a Cavalier LS. Don't know much about it other than it showed up here one day. So I figured we'd take a look at it. I got the key for it, so why not? Now, I mean, as in typical GM quality here, especially with these cheaper cars like the Cavaliers and other stuff of similar nature, the dashboard is kind of falling apart and their shift handle is missing. It's like a fighter thing. Bang, bang, bang. Anyway, let's see if I can get the key to work in here. It's got two keys and they both work for the door, but only one works for the ignition. There we go. Turn that off. Here comes the train. Starts right up though. Not a bad little car, honestly. I kind of like the thing. I like that Ranger too, honestly. But I mean, I'm not really looking for something else right now. Although this wouldn't be a bad car to have for like gas, save on gas. But I mean, it runs pretty good. It's quiet. The window switches are in the middle, which I always thought was really weird on these cars. I don't want to roll it down too far because it's a Cavalier. It's kind of sketchy. Although this is probably one of the nicer ones I've seen in a while. Well, other than that one I drove at the car show, that one was probably the nicest Cavalier I've ever seen. But that's the old 80s body style. This is the 90s. Has the old 2.2 4-cylinder. Purring like a kitten. There you go. I actually kind of like the 01 Cavaliers and Sunfires a little bit more than the late 90s ones because, I don't know, I like the headlights better. And they fixed a lot of stuff with the other ones that was kind of not that great. When I was a kid, one of my friends' grandmas had one of these. It was blue. I think it was a little bit higher spec than this one, but I always remember seeing that car around. So these 90s Cavaliers kind of have a soft spot for me. And a couple times my dad, when his work truck would break down, they would give him a 4-door one of these to use as a backup car. And it was like a bluish color with, it was the older one, not like this. It had the gray bumpers with the hubcaps. It's kind of similar to this, but not the same. There's a back seat. It's not, I don't remember these cars ever being very roomy. And actually, another story about Cavaliers is my grandma on my dad's side actually had two of them. She had an early 90s white one, and then she had one that was this body style but 4-door, and she had that until she wrecked it. So I mean, I've always had a thing for the Cavaliers, even though they ain't, you know, the greatest thing ever made, but I swear everybody's had a Cavalier at some point in their life. My mom actually had one too, She had a black early 90s one. So yeah, there's been a lot of Cavaliers in the family. And it does shift. And it runs pretty good. I mean, everything works on it. And the wipers work. Radio works. Only one speaker works though. The other one's blown out. Yeah, we can't get copyright strikes. Yeah, that speaker's about to blow out. But other than that, I mean, it's not a bad little car. Still sounds like I'm shooting missiles. But whatever. 167,000 miles. I mean, this is definitely not the nicest Cavalier I've seen, but it ain't the worst. And it'll definitely get you around for a while, because this one ain't rusted out like they usually are. And you got the trunk button down here. And it pops open. Trunks in these are, you know, decently big. Because the cargo net still. I mean, they ain't the biggest trunks I've ever seen, but those seats do fold down, so that's kind of nice. Honestly, I'd drive one. I don't want, I'm kind of like it. So yeah, there is the '01 Cavalier. Always had a soft spot for these. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.